Yo, we got a less Sri Hobby Talks, man. You feel me? Oh, never mind. We got another episode of Sri Isopanisad. I don't know. We talking about Sri Hobby Talks. We got another episode of reading Sri Isopanisad. Let me find the book because what the hell? Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. My bad. So, we got another episode of Sri Isopanisad. We're gonna read Mantra 5 in this book. First, we're gonna be reading the translation, and then we're gonna read it in Sanskrit because I can't really read in that language. But translation: the Supreme Lord walks and does not walk. He is far away, but he is very near as well. He is within everything, and yet he is outside of everything. Tad ijati tan naijati. Tad dure tad vi antake. Antike. Antike. Tad antar asaria sarvasya. Tad u sarvasya asaria. Baha Bariata. Bariata. That's basically what it says, bro. I'm not lying. Y'all wanna? I got a screenshot and flip it. But you feel me? Here is a description of the Supreme Lord's transcendental activities executed by his inconceivable potencies. So basically, they're gonna talk about how omnipotent God is, and you feel me? Yeah. That's basically what this whole chapter is about, like the omnipotence of God, how everything about God may be is contradictory, but it's not at the same time. So the contradictions given here prove the inconceivable potencies of the Lord. He walks and does not walk. Ordinarily, if someone can walk, it is illogical to say he cannot walk. But in reference to God, such a contradiction serves to indicate his inconceivable power. With our limited fund of knowledge, we cannot accommodate such contradictions, and therefore we conceive of the Lord in our terms of limited powers of understanding. For example, the impersonalist philosophers of the Mayavada school accept only the Lord's impersonal activities and reject his personal features. But the members of the Bhagavata school, adopting the perfect concept of the Lord, accept his inconceivable features and thus understand that he is both personal and impersonal. The Bhagavatas know that without inconceivable potencies, there can be no meaning to the words Supreme Lord. Basically meaning that, you feel me? I don't know. Wait, my bad. Let me read that again because my mind just completely went blank. The Bhagavatas know that without the inconceivable potencies, there can be no meaning to the word Supreme Lord. Oh, because without his inconceivable potencies, he wouldn't be like completely able to do all things. You feel me? He wouldn't be like infinite. You should want to say. We should not take it for granted that because we cannot see God with our eyes, that the Lord has no personal existence. Sri Isopanisad refutes this argument by declaring that the Lord is far away but also very near. The abode of the Lord is beyond the material sky, and we have no means to measure the material sky. If the material sky extends so far, then what to speak of the spiritual sky, which is altogether beyond it. That the spiritual sky is situated far, far away from the material universe is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 15.6. But despite the Lord being so far away, he can at once, within less than a second, descend before us within a speed swifter than that of mind or wind. He can also run so swiftly that no one can surpass him. This has already been described in the previous mantra, talking about mantra number 4. We got a video on that also, so y'all can go watch that right now. You feel me? Yet when the personality of Godhead comes before us, we neglect him. Such foolish negligence is condemned by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita 9.11, where he describes that the foolish deride him, considering him a mortal being. He is not a mortal being, nor does he come before us with the body produced of material nature. There are so many so-called scholars who contend that the Lord descends in a body made of matter, just like an ordinary living being, not knowing his inconceivable power. Such foolish men place the Lord on an equal level with ordinary men, because he is full of inconceivable potencies. God can accept our service through any sort of medium, and he can convert his different potencies according to his own will. Non-believers argue either that the Lord cannot incarnate himself at all, or that if he does, he descends in the form of material energy. These arguments are nullified if we accept the existence of the Lord's inconceivable potencies. Then we would understand that even if the Lord appears before us in the form of material energy, it is quite possible for him to convert this energy into spiritual energy. Basically like dematerialize or be a Nirmanakaya, that's another word for it. Or like have a rainbow body. Or there's tons of people who do have that, and those are like known as divine avatars. You feel me? I got a few of them on my wall. He's one of them. Hadakam Babaji, Jesus, and most of the people in that campfire picture. Okay. Since the source of the energies is one and the same, the energies can be utilized according to the will of their source. For example, the Lord can appear in the form of Arca-Vigraha, a deity supposedly made of earth, stone, or wood. Deity forms, although engraved from wood, stone, or material, are not idle, as the iconoclast contend. Basically, they're saying this is different from like idol worship and like things of that nature, as they would talk about in the Bible. You feel me? It's sort of like the black cube, and like it's sort of like the Mecca. That's the word. It's like, you know how they say the Mecca is like a place of God. It's sort of like that. So when they worship those like stone carvings and statues of things of that nature, it's not seen as idol worship. In our present state of imperfect material existence, we cannot see the Supreme Lord due to imperfect vision. Yet those devotees who want to see him by the means of material vision are favored by the Lord, who appears in a so-called material form to accept his devotee service. One should not think that such devotees who are in the lowest stage of devotional service are worshiping an idol. They are factually worshiping the Lord, who has agreed to appear before them in an approachable way. Nor is the Arca form fashioned according to the whims of the worshipper. This form is externally present with all paraphernalia, meaning that it's not only there because it's a devotee, it's there with everything. Like God is in every single thing, no matter what. They go more in detail about that in the Law of One when you realize the 7 densities of consciousness and how every single density is God, and the first density is like the density of just being, and it's the density of the elements basically. But yeah, this can be felt by a sincere devotee, but not by an atheist. So basically, you have to actually be a believer to an extent. In the Bhagavad Gita 4.11, the Lord says that how he treats his devotee depends on the devotee's degree of surrender. The Lord reserves his right to reveal himself to anyone. To not reveal himself to anyone, but to show himself to only those souls who surrender who surrender unto him. Thus, for the surrendered soul, he is always within reach, whereas for the unsurrendered soul, he is far, far away. He cannot be approached. In this connection, 2 words revealed the scriptures often apply to the Lord. Saguna, which means with qualities, and Nirguna, which means without qualities, are very important. The word Saguna does not imply that the Lord appears with perceivable qualities. He must take on a material nature and be subject to the laws of material form. Be subject to the laws of material nature. For him, there is no difference between the material between the material and spiritual energies, because he is the source of all energies. As the controller of all energies, he cannot at any time be under their influence, as we are. The material energy works according to his direction. Therefore, he can use that energy for his purposes without ever being influenced by any of the qualities of that energy. In this sense, he is Nirguna, without qualities, nor does the Lord become a formless entity at any time, for ultimately he is the eternal form. The primeval Lord, his impersonal aspect, or Brahman, effulgence, is but the glow of his personal rays, just as the sun rays are the glow of the sun god. When the child saint Prahlada Maharaja was in the presence of an atheist father, his father asked him, "Where is your God?" When Prahlada replied that God resides everywhere, the father angrily asked whether his God was within one of the pillars of the palace, and the child said yes. At once the atheist king shattered the pillar in front of him into pieces, and the Lord instantly appeared as Nrsimha, the half-man, half-lion incarnation, killed the atheist king. Thus the Lord is within everything, and he creates by his different energies. Through his inconceivable powers, he can appear at any place in order to favor his sincere devotee. The Lord Nrsimha appeared within the pillar, not by the order of the atheist king, but by the wish of his devotee, Prahlada. An atheist cannot order the Lord to appear, but the Lord can appear anywhere and everywhere to show mercy to his devotee. The Bhagavad Gita 4.8 similarly states that the Lord appears in order to vanquish non-believers and protect believers. Vanquish non-believers and protect believers. Of course, the Lord has sufficient energies and agents who can vanquish atheists, but it pleases him to give him personally favor him a devotee. Therefore, he descends as an incarnation. Actually, he descends only to favor his devotees, not for any other purpose. So he basically only incarnates to make his followers happy, basically. In the Bhagavad Gita 5.35, it is said that Govinda, the primeval Lord, enters everything by his plenary portion. He enters the universe as well as the atoms of the universe. He enters the universe as well as the atoms of the universe. He is outside his Virat's form, and he is within everything as the Antaryami. As Antaryami, he witnesses everything that is going on, and he awards us as the results of our actions as karma phala. We ourselves may forget what we have done in previous lives, but the Lord witnesses our actions, and the results of our actions are always there, and we have to undergo the reactions nonetheless. The fact is that there is nothing but God within and without. Everything is a manifestation of his different energies, like the heat and the light emanating from a fire. And in this way, there is a oneness among his diverse energies. Although there is a oneness, however, the Lord in his personal form still enjoys unlimitedly all pleasures enjoyed minutely by the tiny part and parcel living entities. And that's it for this part, man. You feel me? We on to mantra 6 now. So we on page 43. If y'all want to get this book, this is a very good book. I would recommend this to anybody who wants to learn more about God, learn more about the aspects of God, and just learn more about the Vedas. You feel me? I would recommend this book to anybody. But I am messing with this book. I'm messing with all of these chapters. You feel me? They do go very in detail about everything. So I will recommend copying this book, most definitely, on God. So yeah, that's it for this video. Don't drop a like, comment, subscribe, comment other videos I want to see on the channel. I'm sorry that I did not give a review for y'all, but I could still give one. So basically what they was talking about in this section was just like the omnipotence of God, like how God is omnipresent and present everywhere. They're talking about like some of the FAQs, you feel me? Like, well, if God is this and this and nah, why do da. That kind of go more in detail about what that is and things of that nature. So yeah, I would say that this is a very good part of the book, a very good mantra. So yeah, he walks, but he does not walk, just like me, brother. I be flying. Ugh. But yeah, that's it. The video. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, come on other videos on the channel, man. That's it, and I got y'all. I love y'all.